It's like literally everything. You see the whole landscape in front of you and the lighting, and so you're really looking at the sea.
It's a lot of prep work. It is a lot of frustration at the beginning because it is literally a new way of filmmaking.
We get to be pioneers. We get to work on things we have no idea about.
I think it's going to be exciting to watch if the audience actually loves this new puzzle too, as they liked Dark, and if they will figure out what this show is actually really about.
Pogo, get off the couch. Wanna go for a walk?
Hey, buddy, come on, fetch. Pogo, what's this? Come to Papa. Pogo, we all want to watch Geek Week.
Netflix Geeked Week 2022, June 6th to 10th.
We have our first sneak peek for Geek Week. We brought everyone.
Never should have done that.
Wow, okay. Not wasting any time, huh?
Sorry, I'm socially awkward. And have wanted to do that for a while now. And would like to do it again.
Okay.
Do you remember Dr. Sarkov?
He experimented on all of us without our permission.
You, me, Zelda. We all had adverse reactions.
We're not even human anymore?
Technically, no. Well, that's fucking great.
If we're not human, what are we?
You're
This is a story of a very special group of people who found themselves at the end of filming season 2 of Sweet Tooth.
Everybody, that is a wrap on season 2.
It's a wrap on season 2 of Sweet Tooth.
That's a wrap. Yeah.
It's been a long journey and it's been very hard work, but it's been amazing fun, and I can't wait to share with you what happens in season 2.
The stakes are higher, the battles are bigger, the mean guys are meaner.
You're in for a treat.
It's gonna be an amazing adventure.
But this isn't the end of their story, and I can't wait to see what happens next.
Not bad.
past is always with us. Well, you can try and run away, but it's always there.
We've been tangled up in this for years.
Who the hell are you? You're captain. And something more.
This is our house. Those keys belong to us.
Boo.
Skål. Skål.
Skål, Vikings.
We heard that it was Geeked Week. Before we set off to battle towards our next season,
We wanted to stop in and say thank you.
thank you so much. You helped us to become a top 10 series in 91 countries, which my brain can't even comprehend. And we are so excited to be able to bring you.
Not one, but 2 more seasons of Vikings Valhalla.
As a thank you, we wanted to share with you some top secret info about the next season.
Firstly, there's not going to be any fighting. No axes, no swords, no arrows. We're done with that.
Secondly, no more romance. They said it wasn't clicking.
And finally, pagans and the Christians will become the greatest of friends and there will be peace everywhere.
No, all jokes aside, a Viking wouldn't come to Geeked Week without a gift.
So we offer up the greatest gift of all.
A video of us making complete and utter fools of ourselves.
Please enjoy, for the first time ever, a glorious reel of Vikings Valhalla bloopers.
Did they say action?
They did say action, yes.
Come at me.
Gentle Garden.
Fall back!
You secure the...
No. No. Let me do that again. Let me do that again. Let me do that again.
But I believe I could be of service to you here in England, should you require... Should you...
Would you like to start again?
I'd love to start again.
Let me do that again. Wrong line.
Is my hair okay like this? Okay, yeah. It is now.
It is now.
Just the bacon I slept with.
Clear, please.
Held her en route?
I'm pretty sure he's tried it.
Can you remember what the bites on Devon's body looked like? Multiple incisions, a pattern. Might narrow it down.
It doesn't matter. This is a useless exercise. Dad already said he's not going to let you help.
Well, I'm very convincing.
More so than Rosalind? Because she was very clear no students were allowed near Devon. Dad won't do anything she doesn't approve of, pathetic as that is.
You need to lay off him.
And you need to get back to the school grounds. It's dangerous out there.
I'll be done when I'm done. Whoever you are, I'd come up very, very slowly. Flora, miss me?
おかしくないか？
行くか。
ゲームを開始します。
トランプのマークごとに大まかなゲームのジャンルが決められている。
ゲームを開始します。
クラブはチーム戦、ダイヤは頭脳戦。
電球のスイッチはゲームを開始します。
あとは人の心をもてあそぶ裏切りのゲーム。
これ何なんだよ。
そこに答えがあるのかな。
ようこそ理想の楽園ビーチ。これがその答えだ。ゲームをクリアして全てのトランプを集めることだ。カードは全てビーチの財産。
トランプ集めれば帰れるってそれ本当なの？ゲームを開始します。
必ず生き残った。
ゲームを開始します。
何かを手に入れるためには何かを失う。
何を考えてる？命には限りがある。そんなこと考えずに今まで生きてきた。希望はまだ残ってんだ。
生きたい。
俺たちはまだ生きてる。
I know. You want to know what happened. Tell you the truth, I'm still figuring it out myself. First, I was dead. Then I was alive. Then I got tricked. And then the devil kicked my ass. Still, there's 1,000 items left on my life to-do list. But you can't check them off if you're dead.
No one in history has ever defeated Adriel and lived.
Well then, looks like we're gonna have to make history. I told you that I would learn to swim.
Franklin. Today is October 19th, 1899.
Why do you think they're all here?
They're all running away from something. Why else would someone want to go somewhere different? Wake up.
People are oblivious to reality. They only see what they want to see. And all they have to do is shift their perspective to see the full scope of things.
Hello, Creatureverse. In honor of Netflix's Geeked Week, we thought we would share some exciting news with you.
We've officially wrapped season 2 of Shadow and Bone, and we cannot wait for you to see what we've been up to.
Really sad that it's over, but also very excited for you guys to see it.
Well, we can't give too much away at this time. We wanted to answer a few questions to keep you guys guessing on what's to come. Love, power, heartbreak, heartrending, heart-pounding, swashbuckling.
Full of love.
Bigger, bolder, and badder.
Action-packed, epic, and crotastic.
It's just gotta be #guilty.
Guilty.
Underestimated.
Angry.
Fierce. Traumatized, but also the best.
Come on, it's not even a question. Come on. Jesper skills with pistols, please.
I'm gonna have to go with Tamar's axes. Sorry, Jesper.
Come on, guys. That's a no-brainer. His axes all the way.
Come on, you're speaking to a crow. Crow Club, all the way.
I'm gonna say the Crow Club. Definitely the Crow Club. Drinking, gambling, sounds great.
Year in Hellgate, all day long. I think I'd do all right in there, make a few friends.
Claustrophobic for sure. You know, there's things you'll see in Hellgate that you can't unsee.
True.
There's
Waffles. 100%.
That's gonna be pancakes. Pancakes. A lovely vegan crepe.
We are all so excited, and we cannot wait for you to see season 2.
Happy Geeked Week, and we'll see you on the other side of the fold. That's a wrap!
Want to stay in the know about your favorite Netflix shows and films? You'll find news, videos, interviews, and more on Tadoom, the official Netflix site to help find and fuel your fandom. Stranger Things, The Gray Man, The Umbrella Academy, and more. Make Geek Week last all year on netflix.com/Tadoom.
Hey, it's Josh. We're working hard here filming the final season of Manifest. There is a 2-part final season coming soon to Netflix. But in the meantime, here's a clip coming your way.
Cherry blossoms. There you are.
Yeah, I see.
To those before.
To those after.
To us now. And to those beyond.
Seen
Or unseen. Here.
but not here. Seen or unseen. Here but not here.
Here's Veggie Chef.
We're getting the very first trailer for Resident Evil.
Netflix Geeked Week 2022, June 6th to 10th.
Sorry, it's Geek Week.
Previously on Geeked Week.
Here.
But not here.
We've officially wrapped season 2 of Shadow and Bone, and we cannot wait for you to see what we've been up to.
Miss me? Then I was alive.
Absorb her into your bosom.
Welcome to day 2 of Netflix Geek Week 2022.
Today is film day. I'm Jaden Martell. I was recently in the movie Metal Lords, and you may have also seen me in Knives Out and It.
I have seen you in both. And I'm Reese. I'm that one guy who makes videos about working on TV shows and movies.
I've seen you in those.
Thank you.
We've got a big day ahead of us, full of surprises, reveals, and even a dash of magic.
Ooh. We'll get some sneak peeks, hear from some of our favorite actors and directors, plus share tons of first looks at some exciting new movies coming to Netflix.
Like Day Shift, the vampire action movie with Jamie Foxx.
I'm very excited for that one. Plus, Wendell and Wilde, the new stop-motion movie from Henry Selick and Jordan Peele.
That's an all-star combo right there.
Exactly. We're going to get a nice deep dive on 2 upcoming movies. The first is the action-packed The Gray Man.
And the School for Good and Evil. We'll be sitting down with their cast and creators later today. Cannot wait. But first, it's time for some reveals.
Let's jump right in the deep end with The Sea Beast.
Calling all kaiju fans and Loch Ness Monster conspiracy theorists. Are you ready to get geeked? I'm Carl Urban, and I've got a Geeked Week sneak peek at the trailer of our new movie, The Sea Beast. I voiced Jacob Holland, a great legendary sea monster hunter who braves unknown waters on an epic journey to find creatures so ferocious it'll make history. Where the map ends, our adventure begins. Don't miss The Sea Beast on Netflix, July 8th. It's kind of hard to miss. These sea beasts are pretty freaking huge.
There was a time when sea beasts would ravage our shores, and no ship was safe on the sea. But those days are over. Today, valiant warriors battle the beasts far beyond the horizon. Jacob Holland, a weapon against nature's darkest design. And I'm joining your crew.
Oh no, you ain't.
Hey, put me down, let me go!
We'll be off to kill a monster!
Ow!
You stowed away?
Yeah.
I like this kid. We're dropping you off at the nearest port.
Hunting ship ain't no place for a kid.
But you joined the ship when you were my age.
Hold on, Daisy!
And look at you now.
That's not the same thing.
Isn't it?
No, it isn't. The Drakemoor's thick with monsters. Monsters that want to eat us. We're not keeping it.
But he's so cute.
You and I have a different idea of cute. Just don't move. Let's be going. I see a fire in her. Same fire I saw in you. The monsters I can handle. We got it right where we want it.
Wait, Jacob!
That one. She'll be the death of me. I swore I would do everything in my power to keep people safe.
You can be a hero and still be wrong.
the ocean has sent us its worst, then we'll send it right back. Fire!
I've always wanted a pet.
That's not a pet.
But I already named it.
Let me guess. Blue.
Aww.
From Chris Williams, the director of Big Hero 6 and Moana, comes the epic animated adventure, The Sea Beast. Badass main character turns soft by the end of it.
No, I love that. And I feel like Carl Urban's like the perfect person to do that.
Perfect.
Because the guy looks so menacing, but he's so charming.
So charming.
Yeah.
Perfect voice.
Yes, absolutely perfect voice.
In addition to Carl Urban, The Sea Beast has an all-star cast including Zaris Angel Hattar and Jared Harris.
Also, Marianne Jean-Baptiste, Dan Stevens, and Kathy Burke. We have a never-before-seen poster from the film.
Nice.
Yeah, no, I love it.
Fortunately, you won't have to wait long to hit the high seas with The Sea Beast. This drops on Netflix July 8th.
That's so soon.
Yeah. Our next film is an exciting new project from acclaimed Norwegian director Roar Uthaug.
Let's check out an exclusive first look at Troll.
Gjort av jord og stein.
Det er snø rundt hjertet. Is til vei.
Fra mørket kom det. Og lyset denne vei.
Troll comes to us from Norway, where we get to encounter a gigantic creature come to life and follow his misadventures as he heads towards Oslo. I feel like the trailer looked scarier than that synopsis.
Did not seem like the plot twist at the end is that he's good. It appears he is up to no good. Roar Uthaug previously directed Tomb Raider, so I can't wait to see the awesome action sequences we're sure to get in Troll.
I have no idea what to expect.
Neither do I, but I'm excited. And also it's nice that we're getting a nice international feature because they have such a different take on action and it's so much fun to watch.
Very true. Check out Netflix Film and Netflix Geeked on Twitter for all the latest updates on this very exciting project.
This next film has everything: comedy, action, Jamie Foxx, and a supernatural creature we haven't covered yet, vampires.
Wow, we're really getting into all the mythical creatures.
I was gonna say, we have a kraken, we have a troll. I don't know if it's a rock troll or a regular troll, and vampires.
Jamie Foxx, very
Jamie
mythical.
Foxx, also mythical. Do you have a favorite between, I guess, vampires or werewolves?
I like myself a vampire story.
Okay.
They're a little sexier than trolls and,
They are.
and sea beasts.
Yes.
You know? We are talking about Day Shift, a new R-rated film from the team behind John Wick. Oh, sick.
Yes.
They know there's gonna be some action in this.
Director J.J. Perry, who was a stunt coordinator on everything from John Wick to F9, is reuniting with producer Chad Stahelski. He's a director of John Wick, and together they're making a vampire movie unlike anything I think we've ever seen.
Yeah. To give us a taste of what's in store, here's a first look at some of the action and stunt work in Day Shift coming to Netflix this summer.
Yo, what up? It's Jamie Foxx. You are not prepared for Day Shift. This is gonna be like something you've never seen before. This movie has what I call eating popcorn moments. You know, when you're like, oh, shit. Oh, ooh. In this movie, I'm in the business of chasing down vampires and getting money for fangs.
Good energy, guys. Here it comes.
Good friend of mine, J.J. Perry, we started as stuntmen together way back in the late 90s. Having done all the John Wick films and then reading the script, I think J.J. makes Day Shift a fresh take.
I love the idea of the vampires because it takes us up a notch.
Oh, no!
J.J.'s taken some vampire mythology and put it in crazy situations of gunfights and car chases and motorcycle chases.
We're making something that you've never seen before. It's fun, and the stunts that you see is amazing, and it's practical. The way JJ uses all of his stunt women and men is brilliant. So I cannot wait for people to get a dose of this and find out how to kill vampires right here on Day Shift.
That looks like so much fun.
That looks like a lot of fun. Right off the bat, what's your biggest takeaway from that?
The contortionist, that freaked me out.
In addition to Jamie Foxx, Day Shift also stars Dave Franco and Snoop Dogg.
That is crazy. That is so fun.
Did you ever think you'd see Snoop Dogg hunting vampires in your life?
I didn't, and I didn't know that I needed that.
Yeah.
I do need it. Up next, we're talking about a spine-tingling mystery coming from Spain.
Ooh.
España.
Exciting. Are you a fan of the mystery? Well, you've been in a mystery.
I am a mystery.
You are a mystery. He's an enigma.
No, really not.
This new slasher is called El Club de los Lectores Criminales. It's got fans really hyped.
And we have a special intro from the cast. Check it out.
Bienvenidos al Club de los Lectores Criminales.
Sí, este es un club un poco diferente al resto.
Se podría decir que a veces leemos libros.
Pero no es lo único que hacemos.
También cometemos crímenes.
Huimos de la justicia.
Nos traicionamos entre nosotros.
Y nos culpamos mutuamente. Y aunque no lo sepas, ya estás dentro de este club.
Oh, fucking crazy. Sorry.
Are we allowed to curse? Yeah. Oh, cool.
Oh, fucking yeah, Netflix. Too far.
But yeah, no, that looks really cool. And I like that they don't really give anything away. They just kind of set that spooky mood.
Setting the tone here.
Yeah. They should have given us flashlights for this.
Missed opportunity, guys.
Yeah. But in this new movie, a creepy clown starts murdering the members of a college book club one by one. But they might not be as innocent as they seem.
Sounds fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, who hasn't had a creepy clown chase you and your friends?
Yeah, no, exactly.
Been there.
I was gonna say, that was, last Tuesday for us. Be sure to check out El Club on Twitter at Netflix Geeked.
3, 2, 1, blast off.
Close enough. We'll be checking out the new sci-fi comedy Blasted, which comes to us from Norway and is actually inspired by a true-life UFO event.
Oh.
Yeah. Are you a big alien guy?
Big alien guy. Do we believe in aliens?
Yes, to an extent. I don't believe in those little green guys. No, I think there's a planet of maybe bacteria. What about you?
Bacteria, yeah, absolutely. Definitely bacteria out there. But that's not exciting. So let's get blasted.
Yeah.
We've got an exclusive trailer for Blasted right here for you at Geeked Week.
Er du klar for det her? Det kommer til å bli veldig, veldig intenst.
Elsker intenst.
Er det noen karer der inne som sier at de er det beste lasertag-teamet i dette bryllupet?
Nei, det kan vi ikke ha noe av. Shambim? Pure Jackman? Audun, det må bli det beste utdrikningslaget noensinne.
Vi skal feste med en fyr, helt til han kjøper et abonnement.
Jeg trenger Kasper har det gøy. Det går fint, vi må finne på noe gøy. Paintball! Vi skal spille paintball. Jeg tror jeg skjøt noen. Er han dab, eller? Han puster jo. Det er full av en rommeversjon.
Paintball på gullelapp paintball?
Nei. Hva er det? Det var jo, hva er det? Det må skrive om det er akkurat det som skjedde.
Dere sier selv nok fiskere.
Å kjenne på at vi sitter i en politibil og skal skyte aliens med laserpistoler. Bilbelte på.
Ok, laserpistolene dreper aliens.
Blasted follows a career-obsessed workaholic, Sebastian, and a laser tag prodigy, Mikkel. two childhood best friends who are reunited for Sebastian's bachelor party.
But when the bachelor party stumbles headfirst into an alien invasion, it's up to Mikkel and Sebastian to reunite as the kick-ass laser tag duo they once were and fight back.
So this movie's like Hangover meets Hot Fuzz with UFOs in Norway.
You should be writing the synopses. That's pretty good.
That's good. It's a good one.
Genuinely, I'm sold.
Elsa Pataki is a certified action queen, and her new movie, Interceptor, just hit Netflix this past weekend.
In the film, Elsa plays a military expert in a race against time to save the station she commands.
Sounds like some good action.
I would love myself to one day be a certified action queen. It doesn't look like it's in the cards just yet, but who knows?
The action sequences are fantastic in Interceptor, and Elsa is here to give us a behind-the-scenes sneak peek at how they brought these epic stunts to life. Elsa, take it away.
I'm Elsa Pataki, and I can't wait to share with you my new movie, Interceptor. In Interceptor, I play this amazing role called J.J. Collins. It's a very strong, independent, fierce woman that has to beat everybody up. And I really enjoy doing it. We actually train really hard over 6 months. Fit training, gym, weights, getting strong, with an amazing team of stunt people and stunt coordinator. We get almost over 800 moves, seriously, of fights. Stay tuned as we take you behind the scenes. How you prepare for an intense role like this? Well, I always dreamed to do an action movie because I love to challenge myself. And when I read it, I was like, I'm in. It was everything you want an action movie.
Interceptor is a big action movie, but the whole story takes place in this high-tech room.
We knew very early on that the film would live and die on the quality of its fights. That all depends on the actor, how much she can be taught, how much she can learn, how much she can process, and how much she can deliver it. Fortunately, our actor is Elsa Pataki.
Elsa Pataki is awesomeness personified. She got into physical shape for the movie, and we're talking Linda Hamilton, Terminator 2 fit. She did months of fight preparation.
She was with us every single day, and she would just keep asking for more.
Jade is just relentless. She never gives up. Never gives up.
Ain't nobody like me, but everybody like me. Pretty girl swag, and my wrist stay icy.
There's 6 major fight scenes with highly trained assassins, and Elsa is single-handedly kicking every single one of their asses. There's 800 beats of fight choreography to learn. One thing that's very different in this film from other action films is that it's a female lead. If you looked at the characters that she's fighting side by side, you would say she's well and truly outmatched. But we move very differently to men. Men carry a lot of weight in their upper body and in their shoulders, and we carry it in our hips. So she's quick, she's agile, she gets around and in between, and she uses everything at her disposal to gain the upper hand. She uses the environment in a creative way in every single fight scene.
Everybody do a double take, to the double take.
I had the best stunt team. So much fun. It's like, give me more. I can take it.
Got a couple dudes in the back, yeah, they waiting for me. Got a couple ladies that don't want to take them from me.
We are setting up to shoot The Leap of Faith, in which Elsa swings one-handed and jumps a 2.3 meter gap under SVX1.
Yeah.
That was great.
Double take.
It was hard work, but I enjoy every second of it.
By the end of this movie, I had put her through so much, all these fights, hanging from one arm, putting her underneath the billowing clouds of a rocket launcher.
You can't ask for any more in a leading lady. Everybody, Elsa Pataki.
She was so dedicated and so passionate about how she wanted JJ to be portrayed, you know, a strong female character that kicks major ass.
Badass.
She was smiling through most of that.
Yeah, what a beast.
Interceptor also stars Luke Bracey and features a cameo from executive producer and Elsa's husband in real life, Chris Hemsworth. And I really just love to see him in things.
We may be seeing Chris later in the show. From aliens to action stars to infected flesh-eating monsters?
Hide your brains, folks. Our next title is actually a brand new announcement. Let's check out this next film from Japan, which is inspired by a hit horror manga series.
Hello, Geeked Week。ゾン100主演の赤楚衛二です。ブラック企業での激務でその夢も希望もない毎日を送っていたアキラがゾンビの出現によって持ち前のその超ポジティブシンキングを発揮して底抜けに明るくサバイバルしていくっていう物語です。
ゾン100原作者の麻生ハロです。
作画の高田です。
映画作品とかはゾンビ映画ももちろん大好きなんで、純粋にもう映画ファンとして映像として自分の作品のゾンビが動いているのとかはもうただただ楽しみですね。
自分たちが作ったものが、他の人が関わることによって違うものになる、ちょっとやっぱ面白い感じになってくれればいいかなみたいなのがあるんで、映画ファンとして楽しみにしてます。
ゾンビ映画だからすごいパニックものなのかなと思いきや、そのすごい前向きなポジティブな話だったので、新しい目線のゾンビ映画だなっていうふうに思いました。
コメディとして書いてたんで、そのゾンビあるあるはとりあえず入れていこうと、入れれるだけ従来のゾンビものとして描いて、そこでアキラが従来のゾンビ映画に出てくるキャラクターとは違うことをするっていうところを見せたかったんで、やりたいことをやれるできる人がたくさんいた世の中の方が楽しいなと思って、なんかそういう人たちの背中を押したいなと思って、アキラみたいにみんなが寄り添えるようなキャラクターって一応考えてました。
アキラはですね、本当にポジティブな男ですし、何事にもまっすぐで全力で、とてもキラキラしているキャラクターかなって思います。すごい楽しいです、日々。
とにかく撮影を横から見せてもらって、演者さんたちも楽しそうにやってるし、非常にポップで明るい感じでできてると思いますんで、なんかその辺をみんなでワイワイ楽しんでいただければいいかなと思います。
漫画の段階では日本人ターゲットで始めてたんで、面白く買ってもらえたらいいんですけど、そこ興味ありますね。海外の人がどう感じてくれるのか。
世界中のそのゾンビファンの皆さんにも楽しんでもらえると思います。で、またその笑って明るい気持ちになれるので、ゾンビが苦手っていう方も見ていただきたいです。僕が演じるアキラがどう前向きにサバイバルしていくか、ぜひお楽しみください。ゾンビ映画なのに笑える爽快感のある作品です。では。
Zom 100, Bucket List of the Dead, is about Akira, a young man whose dull life is invigorated when a zombie apocalypse hits his town.
Yeah, we're very excited to also be sharing a first look at Zom 100 Bucket List of the Dead. Let's see it.
Honestly, this looks very fun. I like how well lit it is. I feel like a lot of times zombie movies will try to go into night and like up that scare tactic, but this looks fun. He's on a bicycle. He could be enjoying himself.
No.
Probably not.
The original manga series was penned by Haru Aso and illustrated by Kotaro Takata.
And here is our Zom 100 star, AG Akaso, who's playing Akira.
Very exciting news that this beloved manga is coming to Netflix. Coming up, Juju Straw Hat Goofy is sitting down with the Russo brothers to reveal an exclusive clip from the new action movie, The Gray Man.
And later, Tessa Netting catches up with the stars of the new Paul Feig movie, The School for Good and Evil. Today's Geek Week programming is literally just getting started.
Geek Week. Next up, we're taking a look at Wendell and Wilde.
Now, this film comes from the delightfully wicked minds of Henry Selick and Jordan Peele.
From The Nightmare Before Christmas to Coraline, Henry Selick has created some of the most iconic stop-motion animated movies of all time.
Yeah, no, for sure. And did he traumatize you as a child?
Well, of course.
Combining that with the hilarious duo Keegan-Michael Key and Jordan Peele in the starring roles, this is truly, like genuinely, one of my most anticipated movies of the year.
We've got director Henry Selick here with a sneak peek from Wendell and Wilde.
It's Geeked Week! Geeked Week. Don't forget your eyeballs. Wendell and Wilde will be there. Get geeked!
Bring it out, 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 bring it out.
Beelzebub?
Wendell and Wilde is a tale about two demon brothers, Wendell and Wilde. They enlist the aid of 13-year-old Kat Elliott, who's a tough teen with a load of guilt, and she's voiced by Lyric Ross. And she summons them to the land of the living.
But what Kat demands in return leads to a brilliantly bizarre, comedic adventure like no other. An animated fantasy that defies the law of life and death, all told through the handmade artistry of stop motion. Attention to detail is like mind-blowing.
I was gonna say, that's really cool. Like, I love how like she appears around the corner and her hair moves a little bit. Like, I can't imagine like how painstakingly tough it is to make the stop motion. Also, had you ever seen Henry Selick before? Like his face?
Yeah, never.
He seems like a nice guy, which is very surprising from the stuff he makes.
I'm excited to see what Key and Peele, how they fit into this universe.
Wendell and Wilde also features the voice talents of Angela Bassett, Ving Rhames, and James Hong.
What a cast.
No, it's genuinely hard to believe it's been 13 years since Henry Selick's last movie, Coraline, was released.
That's wild.
No, isn't it? Like, it genuinely, like, 13
That's
years
Wendell
old.
and Wilde, some would say.
That's pretty good.
Like that. Our next title is Spiderhead, starring Chris Hemsworth.
The best way I can describe Spiderhead is like Maniac meets Squid Game with just a dash of Black Mirror. And
I like that.
Yeah,
I like
no,
the sound
so
of
I feel
that.
like we're gonna get some like cool sci-fi elements and it might get dark.
Let's check it out.
Yeah.
Hello again.
Sorry I'm late, Mr. Abnesti.
Not late at all. That's Spiderhead. We're proud of our work.
Your presence in this facility, while technically a punishment, is a privilege.
Where have you been?
Drug study? In science, we have to explore the unknown.
They've been testing me up and down. A lot weirder stuff than usual.
This is new frontier stuff here.
Before we begin, I need your permission to administer 1040.
This place can really mess with your head.
Drip on. Acknowledge. Drip on.
Acknowledge.
Acknowledge.
Yeah, acknowledge.
Let's do this. Are we getting this?
This doesn't feel right. Time to worry about crossing lines was a lot of lines ago. Our work will save lives. Not just one life, many lives. We're making the world a better place. What you want is redemption. And this is how you're gonna find it. We're selling peace and harmony itself. Beautiful people get away with too much, and I say that having benefited myself from time to time.
Hello everyone, Chris Hemsworth here. Apologies I couldn't be there in person. Hope you're doing well. I'm very excited to show you an exclusive look at my new film, Spiderhead. It is a futuristic thriller set in a state-of-the-art penitentiary where inmates have an opportunity to have reduced sentences by volunteering for experiments involving mood-altering and mind-altering drugs. And this is all under the guise that it's for the betterment and benefit of mankind. But as you can imagine, it's not quite the case. Check it out. It's unique and exciting. Hope you enjoy.
Sorry I'm late, Mr. Abnesti.
I'm gonna retire the day you call me Steve. Not late at all. Heather, on the other hand, is the devil.
Sorry.
All right. Oh, how rude of me. Jeff, Heather, Heather, Jeff. For the record, either prior to or during your incarceration here at Spiderhead, have you two ever spoken?
No. No.
Ever interacted in any way?
Did I not just say no?
So what do you think?
Who are you asking?
I'm asking both of you. Let's start with Jeff.
Yeah, she seems nice.
You like that word, but no, I mean, how attractive is she?
What, Steve? You can't see for yourself?
Heather, can you shut up, please? I'm asking Jeff. Jeff, how's she looking? Scale of 1 to 10?
Yeah, she's a 7.5.
And Heather?
He's all right. A 5 on a good day.
Did you give her honesties?
No, I would have to ask. You know that.
I'm just kind of a bitch.
Oh. Well, then I'd like to change my vote to an 8.
All right, Jeff, Heather, can I have your permission to administer N40? Drip on?
Acknowledge.
Yeah.
Heather? God, she's a pain in the ass.
Acknowledge.
Thank you. Come on, guys. Words, words, words.
Okay, yeah, she's starting to look pretty good. Yeah, she's looking really, really good.
Heather?
Same. Yeah.
Okay, pump up the verbalists. Let's get them talking.
God, she's so beautiful.
Yeah, don't tell us. Tell each other.
Oh my God.
You're stunning. You're gorgeous. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I didn't see it before.
You're the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life.
Thank you.
Wow. Yeah. I could.
Yeah.
I could.
Good what, Jeff?
You weren't lying with the Black Mirror, the Maniac, the Squid Game.
No, like I hadn't really known much about it going in, but that looks really cool.
Looks very cool. I don't know where they're gonna go with this. And is Chris Hemsworth a good guy? Is he a bad guy? I don't know.
I'd kind of like to see him be the bad guy.
Yeah.
Because I feel like he always plays like the good charming type. And it'd be kind of cool to see like that dark, like what are...
Bad charming type.
Yeah, like this little app thing. What are the ulterior motives? Joining him in this stack cast are Miles Teller and Jurnee Smollett.
And, well, you know, the soundtrack is beautiful.
Yeah, the Doobie Brothers, wonderful touch. Whoever decided to put that in there, good job. Spiderhead is coming to Netflix on June 17th. Oh, that's really soon. Be sure to follow Netflix Film and Netflix Geeked on TikTok for all the updates.
And that's it for today's Geeked programming.
Whoa, wait a minute. Hold on, we're not done just yet.
No?
No, we couldn't let this year's Geek Week pass without an update from this special guest.
Hey Geek Week, I'm Zack Snyder.
And I'm Sofia Boutella.
We're on the set of our big new movie, Rebel Moon. It's a giant space opera with visual effects.
Sci-fi fantasy.
Crazy action, right?
Yeah, about a bunch of misfits that come together against all odds.
You've been training hard.
Yeah, for months now, and we just started shooting.
And it's so far awesome.
We have an amazing cast, exciting costumes and makeup, and characters that you won't believe you're looking at.
Yeah, some aliens and all sorts of craziness. And really proud of the team that I have working. They're doing an incredible job. So really, for me, it's a dream come true. So thank you, Geek Geek. Oh, wait, before I go, keep your eyes peeled. There's gonna be a bunch of stuff we're gonna be dropping along the way. Content, maybe some videos, some stuff from on set. So keep your eyes up for that and enjoy.
Thank you, Geek Week.
Thank you, Geek Week.
Well, that's exciting.
I was gonna say, that looks really cool. He also is able to wrangle an amazing cast for like every movie he does somehow, which is like kudos to him.
Right, because he has that appeal.
He does have that appeal. In Rebel Moon, a peaceful colony on the edge of the galaxy finds itself threatened by the armies of the tyrannical Regent Belisarius. I don't know what that means, but I'm intrigued.
They dispatch a young woman with a mysterious past to seek out warriors from neighboring planets to help them take a stand.
I like to imagine she goes to each planet, walks into like a bar, and is like, I'm assembling a team.
Probably better execution, though.
I think she'd give it with like much more oomph, as opposed to my come on, guys, like, let's go. We're gonna make a team. Yeah.
And one of them's like, no, I'm not doing it. And
Yeah.
then you're like,
No, I would immediately give up.
Okay.
Every moon I protect. Conquered.
Zach would have loved to be here today, but as you can see, he's a little busy. He's a little busy building his epic adventure.
I mean, a little offended. Like, how busy can he actually be?
Bill, want to talk shit on Zack Snyder?
But he does at least love us enough to send us a special message from the set of Rebel Moon.
He's also hard at work on a few other Netflix projects, Army of the Dead, Lost Vegas, and Twilight of the Gods. And Netflix Geeked will have more news on those coming soon.
Heck yeah. Okay, was that actually everything?
You wanted more?
Well, technically there is more. Up next is a panel for the Russo brothers' latest film, The Gray Man, which stars Ryan Gosling, Chris Evans, and Ana de Armas.
And a special look for the School for Good and Evil and a discussion with the cast.
But actually, that's it for us, so make sure to keep watching Geeked Week all week long for even more releases, surprises, and everything geeked.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye.
Tonight is movie night.
In here is the great big world. You can go places your dreams can't dream of.
Or see things that give you nightmares. Nightmares. Hallelujah. In here, you can make your escape.
I already don't like you. Right back at you, sunshine.
And here, mystery sparks extraordinary adventure.
The real mystery is why everyone's talking to them. I thought that was my thing.
In here, you never know where the road will take you.
Trap! When you walk on that court, you have to think I am the best guy out there. I don't care if LeBron's playing.
In here, the party never stops.
False! That's false. I got something to do in the morning, so it kind of does. Are you feeling this?
Kinda.
You don't have to.
I know it. I'm doing it for me.
Okay.
In here, you can make an incredible discovery.
I feel like a kid again.
Want to see something cool?
In here is the great big world.
And every night is movie night.
It's just a beginning. It's just a beginning.
Here's Veggie Chef.
We're getting the very first trailer for Resident Evil.
Netflix Geeked Week 2022, June 6th to 10th.
Sorry. It's Geek Week.
Mama, let's go. We're late. Do I have to?
Your grandson's birthday only happens once a year.
So does Geek Week.
Stranger Things panel starts in 15. Sorry, it's Geeked Week.
Netflix Geeked Week 2022, June 6th to 10th.
What's up, Geeked Week? It's Juju, aka Straw Hat Goofy, your movie guy on TikTok, and if you follow me, you probably know it's no surprise that it's one of my dreams to be sitting down with the directors of the new Netflix blockbuster, The Gray Man. Joe, Anthony Russo, how are you guys doing? This, again, it's a dream of mine, but I want to know how you're doing right now.
Great. This is also a dream of ours.
Yeah, great to see you again. To me, great to see you. See, they remember, guys. Talk about that. We met like 3 years ago, and they heard me screaming at an Avengers Endgame screener, and I guess I've made an impression.
You were wearing a Miles Morales hoodie, if I remember correctly.
They giving me street cred, so make sure y'all know about that. But no, thank you for coming to the spot, man. Netflix Geeked, we're here. But let's talk about some of what you've done leading into The Gray Man. So you've made some of the biggest films ever. We're talking Infinity War, Winter Soldier, Civil War, You, Me, and Dupree, the paintball episodes in Community.
Yeah.
You guys are just crushing it on everything that you're doing. What was it like doing this next challenge? What led you to doing something like The Gray Man?
We love action films. I mean, we were geeks growing up, cinephiles. We loved everything pop culture. We loved movies. We loved television. We loved playing video games. And we had voracious appetites, and we'd watch stuff and play stuff constantly. And then we would dissect stuff and talk about it. And we had things that we loved in common, and things that one of us would love and the other didn't, that we'd argue about. And, so action films were always a constant with the two of us. I think what we love about it is the sort of the high level choreography that goes into it, the high degree of difficulty that's involved in making an action movie. There's a lot of nonverbal storytelling. Moments in an action film.
I think one of our favorite things in filmmaking is just being able to shift gears on the audience. You want to give people a ride where they can't expect what's going to happen next.
We also love the thematics that go with this sort of characters that are in death-defying situations and how they stare down death and how that defines who they are as people and as a character. And so those were always some of our favorite films, is seeing these, really intense characters, the characters who are the best at what, in their particular craft at what they did, or had a certain level of skills that, allowed them to survive, but just barely. And that's really what The Gray Man's about.
Fans of the thrills. I love that.
We love that.
Can you tell me a little bit about The Gray Man and what the story entails?
Well, The Gray Man is about an agent in the CIA, and he is in a special program called the Sierra program that takes prisoners of a certain profile and basically offers them a way out of prison.
And wipes their identity, turns them into a ghost, and trains them to be the best assassins in the world.
That's a scary prospect when you really think about that, right? People who don't have anything to lose.
Yeah.
You take everything away from them and say, here.
And that's what he's trained. The reason he's called the Gray Man is, it's his job to disappear his identity, but also to disappear in circumstances where he's been sent in to kill someone. He has to move in and out without being noticed.
So in the world of secrets and spies, he is the most secret.
Because nobody literally knows who he is. I feel like, with 007, people kind of have an inkling of who he is, but here they're free to pretty much live in the shadows, in the grave. Right?
And they push their identity down. So it's an interesting character because the journey in the film is about identity. It's about him discovering who he is and what it is that he wants, because he spent a large portion of his life in jail, and then the second portion of his life working for the CIA against his will. So he really has never had a moment in his life to define who he is as a person, and that's what the film is about.
It's very interesting. Well, keep it on the topic of just the Gray Man and just this theme of reuniting, right? We've reunited on this set now.
That's right.
Right? But The Gray Man sees you reuniting with screenwriters that you've worked with on numerous occasions, Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely, right? What was it like collaborating with them again and going from superhero blockbusters to now this action-packed spy thriller?
Well, we developed an amazing relationship with Chris and Steve through the 4 films that we made with them at Marvel. We spent about 7-8 years working together on those movies. And as we were all sort of moving on past Endgame, we were forming a company called Agbo, Joe and I.
Fans of the TikTok.
Yeah, we dabble. And then we asked them to be our partners in it. So we now have a company together where the four of us basically can work together and create original material, develop things that we're passionate about. And so we have a very thick relationship with them, and our work with them on The Gray Man, I think, was just an extension of a great range of work and experiences that we have together.
That's really cool. It's all about putting that team together, right?
That's right. Collaboration is everything. I mean, especially when we're working at this scale, this level of ambition on projects that are this complicated. You know, Anthony and I like to work a lot. Collaboration is the essential nature of who we are as a directing team, has been for 25 years, and that extends out into other key collaborators in our lives like Marcus and McFeely.
Okay, well, speaking of like key collaborators and putting that team together, you're working with Chris Evans again for this movie.
Yep.
You've reuniting with him again, another reunion.
Yeah, we love us some Chris Evans.
Well, we all do. When you were done with like the whole Avengers era, working with Chris Evans there, was there previous conversations during or maybe a little bit after of doing something non-Avengers or Marvel related, or were you in the middle of crafting this film and saying, he will be great for this, we trust him?
For sure. I think everyone who works on Marvel is very grateful that they worked at Marvel, because it affords you incredible opportunity from the branding exposure and the international visibility you have. There's a bankability to it. Chris can get things made because he's Chris Evans. And Marvel is a huge part of that. But it's also nice after you've done 10 years doing one kind of thing to go do a bunch of different other things, And, what's fun about The Gray Man is this is brand new IP, it's new storytelling. It's, based on a book, but, it hasn't been in, film or TV before. And Chris is, at a point in his career where he wants to take risks.
I mean, of all the amazing actors we worked with in the MCU, our longest collaboration was with Chris Evans. We started with him.
And finished
and we finished with him, exactly. So we spent a lot of time talking with all those actors about other ideas. You had plenty of downtime in the filmmaking process to sort of explore one another and sort of feel out what's interesting to them. And certainly to be able to offer a role like this to Chris was a thrill for us because it's so far away from what he did as Captain America.
Absolutely.
And Chris is an amazing actor. He became very well known and iconic for his performance as Captain America, but he can do remarkable things as an actor in very different styles, very different tones, and you'll see that in this movie for sure.
The range on that man is like insane and underrated, I will add too, because
without question, I think he's a very technically gifted actor, and being technically sound allows you to take chances and gives you great range because you have the technique to prepare properly for that role. And he's very good at that. He's very disciplined and he's very hardworking. He's also got great instincts. He understands the camera, he understands how people are going to read what it is that he's doing. So he's self-aware, he almost has like a third eye that can see him performing, so he's really gifted that way. And I think that affords him the opportunity to take these kinds of risks.
That's awesome because Chris, I find and I will cite forever to this day that one of his greatest performances is him as Lucas Lee in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
Yeah, that's right.
A villain turn, which again, you guys kind of took his image as Captain America, very morally upright, very kind of like stern, and then you flipped him to being a villain here.
It's so rare to find an actor of his caliber who is willing to play a villain and wants to play a villain on screen. It reminds us of Fonda in Once Upon a Time in the West, where he took this sort of all-American reputation and put it at risk by playing basically a child killer. Evan's doing the same thing here. He's playing like a ferocious psychopath. Highly entertaining, very sarcastic, but does a lot of terrible things in the movie. And that's risky.
Yeah, very far from Captain America here, very far. So going from Chris, you landed on Ryan Gosling. Tell me a little bit more about what went into that choice of saying Ryan's our guy for that.
The connection between the character and Ryan, Joe and I felt very early on, before we ever approached Ryan about it. Ryan is a master of minimalism and subtlety. He knows how to convey a very complex inner life by doing very little as an actor. It's remarkable, but he can be extremely charismatic at the same time while he's doing that. And that's really what this character needed. This character is a very hidden, cloaked careful character that doesn't waste any energy, doesn't move if he doesn't have to, because everything's being conserved in case he needs it and when he needs it.
Yeah.
Ryan's approach to performance is somewhat similar to the gray man's approach to living, the actual character's approach to living, in a wild way. But of course, the character's journey in the movie, the gray man, starts from that place of being very hidden. And through the movie, through his relationships in the movie, he's forced to come out. He's forced to commit at an emotional level to the people around him and the people that he cares about. And so, of course, Ryan, again, with that, his ability to create a very complex and compelling inner life, that just kind of blossoms as the movie goes on. And he's the dream actor.
He also has a very witty and quirky sense of humor.
Yeah.
And the movie has a very quirky tone at points. So he checks every box for this character. I mean, Ryan's just spectacular.
Yeah, I love how you talked about his ability to kind of mask a lot and do a lot with very, very little. It definitely takes me back to his performance in Drive, right? How he doesn't really have a lot of dialogue there. It's literally just like an internal type of story.
Master of minimalism.
And he crushes it here with that same sentiment as well. It's amazing. Well, guys, we can't talk about bringing like this badass story to life without hearing from those two leads that we just talked about, Ryan Gosling and Chris Evans. So we caught up with them on set to hear in their own words about bringing this movie to life. Let's take a look right now.
The Russo brothers reached out to me about being in this film, and it was really exciting because, I've always loved action movies. To get to be a part of something like that was really exciting, and to be able to do it with the Russos was even better.
Being able to work with them again was a real treat. With those two, they could ask me to do anything and I'd do it. I'm excited for an action movie, a true action movie, to have so many good characters and so many good performances.
All the fight sequences were challenging. They were all very different from one another. We tried to find a way with the action in every situation we were in to really, be in the space that we were going to be shooting, and then find a way to really use that environment.
The Russos, they know every detail of action, why the score worked or why the lighting worked or just the speeding up of frames and everything. They're incredibly attentive to the detail, specifically with action.
Man, so how does it feel having those two guys speak so highly of you the entire time?
We pay them well.
They're happy.
Really well.
They're happy with their deal. No, they're amazing people. And here's the thing about both of them. They are actors, but they are also filmmakers. And I think that's why we connect so well, is because they are people who are paying attention to not only what they're doing as a performer on the set, but they're paying attention to what everybody else is doing and how they relate to them as a collaborator on the set. And that's the dream kind of actor. We love working with that kind of actor who is as conscious of the people around them as they are of themselves.
Yeah.
And it's fun to see how much they're observing and how much they're sort of following in our process. But I can tell you, Joe and I feel that on set working with them.
Yeah.
A lot of similarities in the way that we work. Anth and I, because we're a duo, we have to talk out everything. So when we get to set, our process is really disciplined, very prescribed, focused. We are available to improv, but that's because we're so prepared. So we're okay throwing out part of the plan because we know we can always fall back on it if we need to. And both those actors are very similar to us, where they're thorough, they're prepared, they're very sound technical training, and we all like to work the same way. So we all had a great experience together.
That's really cool. And again, I think that goes back to what you were saying, like that team of collaboration and just everyone having that spirit of wanting to create something cool, something awesome, something good. And it's really great to hear that those two have that same kind of like mindset that you two have, which is like pretty awesome. I want to get a little bit further into specific things that you've collaborated on. So you've described this film as 9 set pieces, which is insane because
nuts.
I feel like other movies
it
have
almost
like
killed us. Yeah.
probably literally because there's so many things going on. We talked about it right before the camera started rolling. But can you describe exactly what you meant by the 9 action set pieces, describing it as 9 set pieces?
Yeah, I mean, this movie, what was so compelling about the book is that there's the conceit at the heart of the film is a character on the run. And Lloyd is this sort of, this very savvy hunter of men. And Sierra Six, who's played by Ryan's character, is impossible to catch. That's really the exercise of the film. And for us, it was, we love action, so we're like, how can we push it to to its limits? How can we create something incredibly propulsive for the audience and, you know, highly watchable? I mean, there's just why something like Everything Everywhere All at Once works, why that level of absurdism works, is because it's married to genre, right? In your brain, why genre works for you is your brain can track genre, it has an understanding of it. There's certain rules that exist within it that then allow for that absurdism to be married to in a way that creates a very satisfying experience that's compulsively watchable. We're doing the same thing here where we're playing with tones. You know, there's a level of quirkiness to this movie that is unique for action films, but there's also an intense amount of action. We're smashing those things together and trying to create a, you know, a highly enjoyable, very, you know, compulsively watchable experience for the audience. It's because it's what we like, you know, and so I think, you know, hopefully it's going to be, you know, feel like a throwback action film in a lot of ways for people.
I can tell the geekiness of how you describe this. Like, I can tell there's so much inspiration from films past that like really informed like the action set pieces here and everything like that. You also did that with Winter Soldier, throwing it back to the 70s spy thrillers of the past as well. But you filmed so many action scenes over the years with Chris, obviously, so he's kind of indoctrinated into your style of action filming. But Ryan hasn't necessarily done action like this before. Like, we've seen him in Blade Runner 2049, we've seen him in things like Drive, but this very different action than what you guys do. And again, you guys have your very unique
It's physical, it's kinetic, it's dynamic, you know. We ask actors to train very hard for it. We like the actors to execute most of the action, as long as it's safe. And you want your brain going, that's a stunt player. So we do push them very hard. And Ryan took to it like a fish to water. He really worked his ass off. He's in incredible shape for this movie. I think the best shape of his life, and he understood that, you know, what it is that you do with your body in an action film informs in a lot of ways who you are as a character.
Yeah,
that's what Anthony and I like about it. There's almost it's like a cave painting in a lot of ways, right? Like it's demonstrative in the way that it communicates to an audience the action genre. So, and I think he really understood that. And he painted a portrait of a character physically that had been in prison and had understood, you know, that his only value in prison would be working out.
Right.
And then took that, and so the only way he's going to survive, and then carry that forward into being an agent. And so his body's scar covered and he's chiseled. It affects the size of his neck. There's lots of little subtle things that it did to give his performance this quality of like an ex-con.
Right. You don't want to have, you know, all the show and no go, right?
That's
like
right.
He has the show.
Right.
And as we're about to see in a little bit, he has a plenty of go.
Plenty of go.
You guys brought an exclusive clip with you guys from Sandman, right? Can you like get the people excited about what they're about to see? Like, what exactly are we about to see right now?
I think this is a real hype clip because this is
a very special moment in the movie.
This is Gosling versus Evans. It's the first time that those two characters meet, the unstoppable force and the immovable object crashing into each other. You know, the movie really is a mano a mano, and it's unique to get a film like this because it's hard to get a movie star to play a villain. And Evans, again, being at that point in his career and wanting to take risks, you now have these two enormous movie stars going head-to-head with each other. And this would give you a taste of what that's like.
That's really cool. I'm excited to see that, to be honest. Let's take a look at it right now.
Hey, Sunshine.
You must be Lloyd.
What gave it away?
The white pants, the trash stash. It leans Lloyd.
Where's the drive?
Got it here somewhere. It's just hard to see. Is that it?
Pepper spray.
Nice try, Pumpkin.
What's that shoe at you?
Why? You want my foot in your ass? Ah, shit!
Mother. Looks like an 11.
Who's this lunatic?
Yeah. Lloyd.
Let's go.
I'm good.
Let's go.
It sounded like a question.
You know, I was over here thinking to myself, like, at some point, if you're a henchman, you just got to drop the gun and say, he's got 3 of my guys. Let me just go.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up. I was going to say, as you can see, it's not a very violent movie. It's like...
No. The action is absolutely awesome, though. Like, seeing Ryan Gosling, like, again, he did the work. He's mowing down these dudes left and right. But what's also very striking is that, and I think you guys have already kind of perfected this art, is that not only is it badass, it's really, really funny. And that's very hard to kind of like balance with, you know, having a badass moment and then throwing in a joke to maybe compromise that. But you don't compromise it. It's really just a tete-a-tete between Ryan Gosling and Chris Evans. Can you talk about balancing that?
I think Joe and I like to play with tone in very sort of odd mixtures. And the reason we do that is because, you know, the audience doesn't know where you're going to go next. You know, part of that scene we just watched is really brutal and kind of shocking.
Absolutely.
And then all of a sudden it twists and can become very witty and sort of strange on a character level.
Yeah.
And then sort of the dexterity, the ability to be able to pivot between those kinds of ideas as filmmakers and as performers is difficult. And it's something we like to play with because it's just exciting to watch.
Yeah. The thing is, it's like the two of them are, like you said, assassins at the top of their game, like masters in their craft. And so there's almost an edge of competitiveness in the fight, right? They're super confident in what they're doing, so it's almost like that trash talk of like, I'm gonna get you, and you're gonna know that I'm gonna get you, and I'm gonna enjoy it. And that's like the cool thing about seeing that humor come through, and that's what you can kind of see how that informs the action scenes. Now that we've gotten fans hyped for The Gray Man, they still have about a month and a half to wait until the movie actually comes out. Do you guys have any last words to help tide them over until the movie is released?
I'll say this. We've talked a lot about Ryan Gosling and Chris Evans, but you know, also have to remember there's Ana de Armas, Billy Bob Thornton, Alfre Woodard, Regé Jean Page,
Danush.
You know, it's Jessica Henwick. The cast is dynamite in this movie, and there's a lot of places to go other than those two guys up front.
That's awesome. I'm really excited for Ana de Armas and Danush. Like, between the two of those, like seeing him, like this is his introduction into Hollywood, right?
That's right.
This is his very first Hollywood film.
He's fantastic.
He's a huge star over in India as well. So I'm really excited to see him getting that. But Joe, Anthony, thank you so much for taking the time to sit here and talk to me about just movies and this film in general. Like, so excited for The Gray Man. So excited for everybody to see it. Can't wait to find out what our next epic reunion will be.
Awesome, man. Looking forward to it.
All right, for those of you at home, there's plenty more in store for The Gray Man before it comes out on Netflix July 22nd, so be sure to follow Netflix Geeked and Netflix Film from all the updates. And also, don't forget to follow your movie guy, Straw Hat Goofy, on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. Just follow me everywhere. Just, you see it. That's it for us here. But up next, you're going to be hearing from the stars of School for Good and Evil and getting a sneak peek at the upcoming Paul Feig fantasy film. Before we let you go, though, let's take a look at the badass Gray Man trailer one last time.
What do you know about the Sierra program?
Reckless mystery men you guys send in when you can't officially send anyone else.
The Gray Man.
Lloyd. I got an urgent locate and destroy.
That could be fun. The man's got some street cred.
You hurt?
I mean, my ego's a little bruised. And have something they really want. What's your gut? It's gonna be my funeral you're going to next.
You want to make an omelet? You got to kill some people.
You must be Lloyd.
What gave it away?
The trash stash. It leans Lloyd.
Easy.
I'm about to put a hit so big on your boy's head
That even his most loyal allies won't hesitate to drop a dime.
every grade A wet team from here to Reykjavik.
vying for the prestige of killing the infamous Sierra Six. I can kill anybody. Maybe not anybody.
Action can be sort of a dangerous endeavor. We all want to push the envelope. We all want to try things that haven't been done before.
The way that we work on action is a layered process because we use action to advance story and character. Marvel has done incredible things for a lot of people because once you have that level of awareness from making those movies, you can kind of do anything you want.
Which is why we ended up shooting the most amount of action that we've ever shot in a single film.
Navy runs the boat. Army handles the missiles.
Captain Collins reporting, sir.
Everyone wants to be anywhere but here. We're the only interceptor platform protecting from a nuclear missile attack. We have a situation.
Unauthorized missile removal.
What the hell's going on up there?
We are under attack!
You up for this?
Don't worry about me, sir.
Interceptor, what is your status?
7 terrorists seized our vessel, and they tried to take the command center.
I have contained or killed everyone else on this vessel. And we control 16 nuclear missiles. I need to disable your command center, so I will be getting into that room.
You want this room? Come and get it.
We don't have time to evacuate cities.
Hold that room.
Did you just stab that dude in the eye with your gun? I'm the one in charge.
You want to get out of here alive. Not going so well for you, is it? You planned for every possible outcome, but you couldn't plan for me.
Pogo, get off the couch. Want to go for a walk?
Hey, buddy, come on, fetch.
Pogo, what's this? Come to Papa.
Pogo, we all want to watch Geek Week.
Netflix Geeked Week 2022, June 6th to 10th.
We have our first sneak peek for Geek Week. We brought everyone.
Never should have done that.
Hello again. Sorry I'm late, Mr. Amnesty. Not late at all. That's Spiderhead.
We're proud of our work.
Your presence in this facility, while technically a punishment, is a privilege.
Where have you been?
Drug study? In science, we have to explore the unknown.
They've been testing me up and down. A lot weirder stuff than usual.
This is new frontier stuff here.
Before we begin, I need your permission to administer 1040.
This place can really mess with your head.
Drip on. Acknowledge. Drip on.
Acknowledge.
Acknowledge.
Yeah, acknowledge.
Let's do this. Are we getting this?
This doesn't feel right.
Time to worry about crossing lines was a lot of lines ago.
will save lives. Not just one life, many lives. We're making the world a better place. What you want is redemption. And this is how you're gonna find it.
We're selling peace and harmony itself.
Beautiful people get away with too much, and I say that having benefited myself from time to time.
What's up, Geeked Week? My name is Tessa Netting, and I am so excited to bring you some updates around one of the Netflix movies that I cannot wait to see this year. The School for Good and Evil. Pause for dramatic effect. Today we're gonna have some never-before-seen sneak peeks from this new fantastical film from director Paul Feig coming up for you real soon. But first, I am so excited to be sitting down with the two stars of The School for Good and Evil, Sophia Wiley, who plays Agatha, and Sophia Ann Caruso, who plays Sophie. Hi, guys.
Hey.
Are you guys so excited?
Yeah, I'm so excited. I can't stop smiling. I'm literally like on top of the world right now.
Unlike Agatha. Agatha's not a smiler.
Yeah.
When was the last time you saw each other? Like, was it when you wrapped filming?
Yeah, because I'm from Arizona and then she's from New York, so we're never in the same place whenever we're not filming.
So now you guys are back together.
Yes,
reunion. So nice. So for the uninitiated, for the ones that aren't fans yet, how would you describe like The School for Good and Evil and your characters?
Well, I play Agatha. She's very dry and kind of grumpy. And she's grown up in this village called Gavaldon, where she's basically been characterized as a witch. So she's an outcast, nobody likes her, she lives alone in a cemetery with her mom. Despite all of this and how she's treated, she still has such a loving and caring heart. And the person that she, I think, loves the most is her best friend, Sophie. Their friendship throughout the film is, I think, the most prominent part. It's so beautiful, and you can see that it perseveres past all of the chaos that ensues.
Yeah, we think that Agatha is the witch, and we think that I am the good girl, and little do they know, some things go down. It gets a little rough, but when people ask me what it's about, I say it's about friendship and seeing eye to eye, seeing the good and the bad in each other and accepting it and loving each other. And it's about discovering both sides of yourself. It's not just about discovering that you're beautiful, as we have a lot of themes of that in the book. It's also about discovering that you're evil, you're kind of ugly, and it's kind of bad, but like, it's in everybody. Everybody's got a little bit of both, so it's the balance of those in friendship, which we already have, so. It was pretty easy on screen to have it because we immediately connected. So fans got their first sneak peek at The School for Good and Evil earlier this year when we saw a bit of Agatha in action at Netflix Film's 2022 movie preview, and let me tell you, they lost their minds. What did that response mean to you, seeing their reaction and knowing that you are Agatha?
I was so happy to see that the fans of the books were accepting of both myself and Sophia Ann as our characters, because I know how much fans of books care, because I am a book fan, and so when I see my favorite book being turned into a movie or a TV show, I want to know, who are these people going to be? They have my precious love in their hands, and it really is like a life or death situation, but I'm really glad that they're liking it so far.
Oh, they are so excited. We put the call out actually to some fans for some questions, and the Netflix Geeked community, they showed up. So first up from Lore889 on Twitter, they want to know, would you guys be an ever or a never? Yourselves.
Oh, we 100% know this.
We know the answer. Go ahead, why don't you?
Okay, do you want to say mine and I'll say yours?
Oh yeah, let's on the count of three?
Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna say what Sophia Ann is and you say what I am.
Wiley is, okay.
Okay, 1, 2, 3,
Good.
Never.
100% princess over here. 100%.
And you're not like a villain, but you just are like a baddie. Like you just walk into every room and you command it. I remember like that was something I noticed during our audition. I was like, oh gosh, I think she already booked the role. Like I had no clue whether we were both auditioning together or if I was just auditioning by myself and she had already booked it. You were so calm and collected, and you just knew that you had it because she is Sophie in the best way.
You gotta walk into a room with that kind of confidence or nothing's gonna work out for you in this life. You gotta walk into a room like, I got this. Yeah, I think Sophie's kind of got that too. She's like, excuse me, this is my world.
And your outfits reflect that perfectly. So
I know, we weren't sure what we were gonna wear today.
Come on, we said black and white, good and evil.
Yep, good and evil. You guys nailed it,
Yes.
really. So Laura on Instagram wants to know, what was it like putting on those incredible costumes?
Who's gonna talk about the corsets first?
Honestly, I think you had the worst with the corsets. Every outfit was a corset.
Best. It was the best.
Yes, but there were days where both of us would be like,
it was amazing. I loved it.
Can't breathe.
I liked it though. I was like, I need more. My poor dresser, her hands were hurting from having to pull the thing so tight. But that's very Sophie. She would have, it would be cinched to the gods. So, yeah. So it was. The costumes were amazing. I mean, really transforming, and it was such a collaborative process getting to help create them in a way.
Really?
Yeah, I've never really had a more collaborative costume design experience. So in pre-production, before we were even having fittings, I had a call with the costume designer and she showed me all these ideas. I was like, oh, well, you see, I've already started a Pinterest board. And she goes, I have a board, share it with me. So we shared our board and we had half of the same things pinned on our boards. So we text all the time and I'm always sending her new ideas. The costumes were so collaborative, and Paul Feig wants to let you have your essence on everything. So the costumes scream our characters, but they also scream us as individuals.
Yeah, I think I had a pretty similar experience. I had done a couple Zoom calls with Renee, and I was just spilling every idea that I had. And I actually took a lot of inspiration from Bridgerton because I'm obsessed with that show. I had so many things pinned and so many ideas, and she was so accepting and so receptive. And it was very strange going into some of my first fittings and trying on these princess dresses and being like, how am I supposed to act like I hate this? I literally, every single dress I put on, I told them, I'm gonna piss my pants. That was my verbiage because I didn't have any other way to describe how excited I was. It was literally a dream come true.
Yeah, I'm in a potato sack for first part of the film, but there's a certain point where we take a turn and my costumes are epic for the rest of the movie.
So here's a question we got over and over again. Have you guys read The School for Good and Evil, and were you guys fans of the books before you got cast? Once you got cast, did you read any?
I had a meeting with some wonderful producers, and they told me that they were making this huge film, and they were telling me the summary and the storyline, and I was the whole time I was thinking, I know this, I've heard this somewhere. And so after the meeting, I go onto my Goodreads account, look at my to-read list, and it's the first book there. I was planning on reading it. I finished the first one, and as I booked the role and was about to start filming, I was gonna read the second and third, and then I was like, wait, don't do it. Don't do it to yourself. You don't need to know everything that's gonna happen because then you're gonna start playing into all of that. So I had to literally restrain myself.
I'd known about it for a long time and I didn't get around to reading it until I was, signing on to do the show. And at first I thought, do I really want to read this? Right. Because what is it gonna do to what I was already planning to do with the character? And I'm glad, of course I read it. How could I not? I had to read the book and I loved it. It's amazing. And I've sort of cherry-picked the things that I feel about the character that I could best represent. I started reading the second one, I was like, don't get ahead of yourself.
I like how you both had to restrain yourself. You're not yet, not yet. Yeah. So Zoe Smiley Face on YouTube asks, what line in the books or in your scripts said by your characters resonated with you the most?
You're asking me to remember my lines? You go first.
A line that I love where Professor Dovey has just shown Agatha that she is truly beautiful, that this perception that she has of herself that she's created because of what people have told her is actually all false. And she says to her, you've been beautiful all along. There was no magic needed to make you this way. I really thought that was such a beautiful message to show that we all have this inner beauty about us, and it does not matter what we look like on the outside or what people tell us we are. We are all beautiful, and we don't need anything to change and fix that to make it more.
Well, that's such a sweet moment.
Yeah, it's very wonderful.
A key moment.
Yeah.
You were talking about beauty, and I just thought there's a bit where I go, beauty is a full-time job. It is. It's like it's a full-time job. That's just like a side thought. But the important one, I think, and I'm saying I don't want to be evil. And she says kind of what Dovey said, which is like, you're not. And I grumble a little bit, and then you say, we'll always have each other.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the whole like point, kind of. It's like the best part of the whole movie, because what's better than a best friend? Nothing.
Or just being accepted for exactly who you are.
Exactly.
I say you're not, you're human. Like,
exactly.
We don't need to be characterized as anything but just human beings.
So we can't talk about bringing this beloved story to life without also talking to the School for Good and Evil author, Soman Chinani.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here with these two empresses.
Empresses.
Wow.
Soman, talk to us for a bit about the process of adapting this book to film. Like, what were you most excited to see brought to life?
I mean, to me, it's such a part of my soul. I spent 10 years kind of building this world, so I never even conceived of the possibility that it would become real, you know? And I assumed also when it was gonna be made into a movie, first you feel like you're winning the lottery, like the idea that this is happening at all, and you have to constantly wake yourself up from this like living dream you're having. But then you also assume it's gonna be CGI, like the entire thing's gonna be this kind of pixel fest, you know? So to step on set and see the schools built to full life, and then see Sophie and Agatha brought to life by these incredible actresses, it felt like an out-of-body experience every step of the way, because it's so kind of transcendent and magical. And I think it reminds all of us the power of our own creativity. What can possibly happen? These you know, experiences and thoughts inside of you come to life. It's been the greatest honor of my life, and I'm just very excited that all the readers and people who've lived in this world for, you know, the last 10 years like I have, we'll get to see it on screen.
They did your baby right?
Oh yeah, these two especially. I mean, you can't get a better Sophia and Agatha than the two Sophias.
The two Sophias.
I
mean,
Sophia squared.
There are plenty of amazing magical schools in literature, and you know, I personally wish that I would have enrolled in some of them. What was your inspiration to make this story stand apart from the rest of those?
I just have different energy. I feel like I wanted a magical school that felt like a Madonna concert. I wanted this kind of like high female energy that was like powering the school, because it's always about a boy. It's time to move on from that and bring forth a powerful, you know, female pair. When you think of fairy tales, you think princess and witch. And what if they were friends? Because to me, a princess and a witch, in a way, are the same. They both can't find happiness within themselves. They need something outside themselves. A princess needs love, and a witch needs the princess dead. So that was really the engine behind School for Good and Evil.
That is amazing. I love that. Next question is from Auntie Smoller on Twitter for Soman. What was it that Sophia and Sophia brought to these roles that made them the perfect choices for leads?
You know what's so difficult about each character is, you know, on the page I have total freedom to create these contradictions within a character. Sophie is a diva, and she's a glamorous, and she's a narcissist, but she's also secretly compassionate and has a deep heart and is a great friend at the end of it. But at the same time, she's also like, you know, hard as ice at times. And to find somebody who could play all those aspects, because Sophie, in a lot of ways, is me.
We've discussed this a lot. Someone and I are conjoined at the hip a little bit.
Yeah, we are very similar.
Sophie's
humans,
unite.
You know, where we look at someone like Sophia Wiley / Agatha, who is good to the bone, and we don't quite understand them.
Yeah, we have had this conversation.
I'm evil, guys. Secretly, deep down, I'm cool and evil.
Wait, can you say that without a smile?
I'm evil.
Oh God.
You're smiling.
I know, but
With a little twinkle in your eye.
Agatha was my conscience. You know, Agatha is what I know I should do. I think Agatha is everybody's conscience, you know? So Sophie was kind of, you know, behavior, and Agatha was the conscience. And so the difference between who you are and what you do, I think, is at the center of School for Good and Evil. And no one on earth can capture the kind of glow and humanity of Agatha like Sophia Wilde. I mean, they looked all over the world for Agatha because she's such a big kind of iconic character in children's literature now, and there was no one who could play her like Sophia, you know?
It's true.
At the same time, I remember being like, at the beginning, Agatha has to be grumpy and cynical and have that kind of slight evil energy at the beginning, and we were all like, but she pulls it off brilliantly.
You guys both did a fake out. You really did.
Their pairing is absolutely fantastic, and the friendship is so strong that it is really the pulsing heart of this movie.
I mean, I gotta say, it is so powerful to see like two badass ladies at the center of such like an epic story like this. It is a dream.
This next question comes from Melanie Sharpie Burgess on YouTube. What's your favorite scene in the book that you shot?
I'm dying to know what your favorite is.
You each had two different scenes that I was sort of looking forward to. One was the wish fish scene, I thought, because I don't know how you film that scene.
No, me neither.
But to do it outside with, you know, Kerry Washington as Professor Dovey, and the wish fish in the story are these, you know, fish in the animal communication class that can read your greatest wish. You put your finger in this kind of magical lake and they tell you what your soul wants. And Agatha's wish ultimately is very revealing. And so to see that brought to life with you and Kerry there was just, that was sort of this chills moment.
Beautiful scene.
Because that really came from the heart. So to see it on screen was a big deal. And then Sophie, the two moments, one is kind of the fashion parade. And writing that in the book was one of my favorite moments. You know, I think at some point she shows up in a chainmail bustier in the book, and my editor was at the time was like, "This cannot be in a children's book," and I'm like, "I'm not touching it." And so to see that kind of energy in all of your outfits, I thought was something amazing, and you play it so well. You know?
That was fun.
It was so iconic. I think I agree. My favorite scene was the whole wish fish and stimp scene. There was a lot of things that were not there that I had to act with. And so I think that was one of the most challenging days of all, because I just remember talking to my mom and my dad, and I was like, I'm not looking at anything. I'm having to like talk to things that aren't there and imagine, and it really made me have to channel my inner child and that imagination that you have, because there was so many things that I completely had to create in my own head.
That's why I'm always encouraging kids to read, and because ultimately your imagination is the greatest power you have, and you can only develop that by reading in a lot of ways, because when you read a book, it's your version, right? So everybody who's read The School for Good and Evil, there's millions of different versions out there, and every kid has their personal one, and when they come to see the movie, finally this is a version they can actually share with their friends and family, but they're still gonna have their own, Each of you have your own, I have my own, we all have our own version of a story, but a movie gives you an opportunity to sort of collectively come together and show it off. Here's the question for you guys, I think, is, so the reason I wanted it to be about a female friendship is I remember growing up and in middle school and high school, the way that two girls would almost form this kind of union that was unbreakable. They would always be together, sleepovers, they would go to the bathroom together, like they were just always together, like always together. And then, a boy or a third party would appear at some point and create the slightest crack in the foundation of the friendship. And then the question was whether the two girls could get back together again the way they were. And I felt like that was a story I'd seen over and over in real life. And so I was just curious, your own experiences in life and whether you've seen that sort of play out.
Absolutely. I've had a lot of girlfriends, and it's difficult, and Sophia knows this, growing up in an industry like this. And it's hard actually to find like female friendships that are really genuine and lasting and solid, because it is this sort of like, there's a very competitive nature. So for me at least, there's been that, and it's always been difficult. And I think that Sophie has that competitive nature. And I think that Sophia Wilde, I think that we have the bond, is the point I'm getting at. And then I think we maybe can both relate to having this struggle of like third parties coming in, or whether that's frustration like jealousy, or whether that's a boy, or whatever it would be. It's always been difficult for me to have like lasting female friendships, but I think that at the end, Sophia and Agatha have that, and I think we as pals have that too.
Yeah, I've seen that a lot as well in my life. Like, I always tell myself friendships last much longer than most relationships do.
That's true.
So I will always try my best to put my friends before any romantic feelings I may have for somebody in a moment.
You can always lean on your friends.
Yes, always lean on your friends because they really are there for you in ways that most people aren't. They know your heart and they accept you for who you are, and that union that you're talking about between two girls, it is really something so special. I think my best friend is my sister, and of course that's a bond stronger than just like friendship. We are blood. Literally everything I'm going through, she has gone through or is going through or is going to go through. Like we know each other inside and out. And so that bond is unbreakable no matter if I scream at her one day or we punch each other. And we don't punch each other, come on. But like when we fight, there's always that underlying love. And I think that represents Sophie and Agatha's relationship so much. They love each other no matter if they're fighting.
True, the bond of a sister is like, it never breaks, technically.
Technically.
I mean, come on, the resemblance is uncanny. Come on.
I'm also thinking like, it's so funny because Sophia's like, and I would always put a friend first. And meanwhile, I'm thinking as a true Sophie, and we're like, yeah.
So Sophia and Sophia, this last one is for you. We have one more super fan who has a question for you actually, and they submitted a video. So we're gonna take a look at that right now.
Hey ladies, how's it going?
Paul!
I miss you terribly. I hear you're taking fan questions though. Do you mind if I ask you one? Great, okay, here's my question. Do you want to see an exclusive tease of the School for Good and Evil? Ah, excellent, okay, great. Well, then I would like to, without any further ado, introduce to the world the School for Good and Evil. Roll it.
Did you ever wonder where every great fairy tale begins? Where the good become heroes and the evil become villains? Welcome. We've been expecting you. What was that?
This is it! This isn't real!
Oh, that's so sick! Oh, I hope my parents got to see that too.
This is so exciting because this is the first time that anyone is seeing anything from that. So everyone's gonna freak out, just like you guys. We officially know now that the School for Good and Evil is coming this September. It's happening, it's coming. We're so excited, we can't wait. How does it feel to see that?
I love it. We should be proud of what we did. That was hard work. That's insane.
It always is a little terrifying because we do our best as actors to put everything we can into a role. And then when we're done filming, we have to just trust, so much trust. But Paul Feig is incredible. He has literally not stopped working on this since we wrapped a year ago. And I can see the work has really shown itself. It's so incredible, it's beautiful. It's so much like darker than I was imagining, but I love that. I love the look of it, the cinematography. It's just stunning, and it's so exciting to see.
It's pretty cool.
Soman, how do you feel when you see that?
I just think that moment where the bird takes him towards the school is literally like, it just felt like ripped out of all of our imagination. Like when she says it's real, like, that's a line straight from the book. So when I saw it, I just thought to myself, who's not gonna wanna see this movie? The whole world's gonna fall in love with these two girls very shortly.
Did it. Girl power. Girl power.
Yes. Soman, Sophia, thank you so much for being here. It was a pleasure to talk to you guys and have this moment. Having Geeked Week and having you guys and revealing everything.
Thank you, and thank you for having us. I'm very, very excited.
Oh my God, you guys are the best. I can't wait to just spend a year running around the world with you.
Right?
Let's go.
I'm ready.
And for those of you at home, there's plenty more in store for The School for Good and Evil before it comes out on Netflix this September, so be sure to follow Netflix Geeked and Netflix Film for all of the updates. I'll be back here at Geeked Week this Friday for a live episode of the Geeked podcast, where me and my co-host Princess Weeks are going to break down all the best moments of Geeked Week, including this panel. Geeked Week continues tomorrow with a whole day dedicated to animation, so we'll see you there. Bye!
Want to stay in the know about your favorite Netflix shows and films? You'll find news, videos, interviews, and more on Tudum, the official Netflix site to help find and fuel your fandom. Stranger Things, The Gray Man, The Umbrella Academy, and more. Make Geek Week last all year on netflix.com/Tudum.